Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome, and if you are old subscriber, thank you so much for waiting. Thank you so much for staying. Today I'm going to be making a video answering your question how to come to Korea, how to move to Korea from Africa and Cameroon most especially. So I get this question a lot: how to come to Korea, which visa can be used to come to Korea. First of all, there are so many visas that you can use to come to Korea. There's a spousal visa, there is tourist visa, there is conference visa, there is business visa, there is student visa. But I'll be talking about student visa because I came to Korea with a student visa and I've been in South Korea for 5 years now. So I just think I can answer all of those questions in this video. I'll try as much as possible to be detailed, to answer every question. But if there is any question anything you don't understand, you can ask me in the comment section and I will try to explain to you. Okay, so you have had your A-level, so you have had your bachelor's degree and you have decided that South Korea is where you want to move to further your studies. I would advise anybody to come to Korea for a bachelor's degree, because coming to Korea is really hectic. Like, coping as a newbie is really hectic. And then I can imagine an A-level holder who is maybe 16, 17, considering how young our brothers and sisters get their A-levels these days, is really not advisable to let them come to Korea for a bachelor's degree, because it's hectic and it's just going to kill them. But there are some people, maybe you graduated along, you have been home for some time, but you want to continue, it's okay. You just need a little bit of experience before you can move to Korea, because Korea can be troubling and you need a little bit of experience. So it's better to come in for masters. So let's say you have your bachelor's degree and you have decided that Korea is where you want to further your studies in. The first thing you need to do is to know somebody who is in Korea, because it's really easy to get admission within Korea. It's not like every other country. Korea is not like every other country where you can go online and you Google and you get admissions and do everything by yourself. It's a little bit different here, because most of the Korean schools don't really update online, and when you apply from outside, it's a little bit, the language difference and all of that, it's difficult for you to really succeed. So the first thing you need to do is you need to know somebody who is in here. It's not me. You need to know somebody who is here, maybe a friend, a relative, or a friend of a friend. Once you know that you want to come to Korea, you can just look up people who live in Korea and try to make friendships. Please don't be creepy. Just try to make friendships so that when the time comes for you, somebody can help you. It's really easy. It's just a one-day thing, and then the follow-up is just one day to get you an admission, to pick an admission for you. And so if you want to come to South Korea here, they'll advise you on which school to go or what courses to take, because we are in Korea. We know which schools are easy to get into, and we know which courses are easy to get into. We know which schools are more affordable. So when you get somebody who is here, they'll help you to pick up a school and they'll advise you on what to do. You might not actually get the courses that you really want to do, like maybe engineering or doctor or medicine, all of that. But once you get in Korea, you can always try to switch to something else. But believe me, once you get to Korea, you're just going to go with what you came in for. And then you get your documents, and please, your documents should be original, please, because fake documents, there have been so many fake documents that we have lost. Really easy. It's just if someone will send you the requirements for every school is almost the same. They just need your documents, that's your bachelor's, your certificate, your passport, all of that. So the person will give you the requirements. It's not requirements are achievable except the bank statement, which I'm going to explain the bank statement maybe in another video because it's a little bit complicated. So you get the requirements and you need to legalize your documents at the Korean Korean embassy. That's because there have been so many fake documents that come in for admission. So many fake documents that you need to legalize your documents at the embassy. That way, if you go to the Korean embassy in Cameroon, you're able to just fact check, to check your documents to make sure that they're authentic. And please don't send fake documents. When you send fake documents, it just discredits us as Africans and as Cameroonians, and it makes it hard for other people who want to come in future. So please don't send fake documents. Your documents should be authentic. If you don't have the degree or the documents, just don't do it. Don't do it. So once your documents are legalized, you will send your old document. They want the originals. So you go to DHL, you ask for the address, you send your documents to Korea, and then the person will pick them up and drop them off in school. The school the granting admission is guaranteed. You are going to get admission quite alright. So once you get admission, they call you back in a week or two and tell you that you have been admitted. And once you have been admitted, you have to pay your tuition fee immediately so that they can give you the admission letter and everything you need to take to the embassy. And in the requirements, there is an admission fee and an application fee. Some schools, they put their admission fees together with the tuition fee. Some schools, they put it together with the application fee. But depending on which school and whoever is helping you, they're going to let you know. But the most expensive application fee can never be above $200. That's 100,000 francs. The most expensive admission fee, it's $200. That's the most expensive. So you need somebody who is really trustworthy, because some people will rip you off. You need somebody who is trustworthy. So once you have gotten the admission, you send the tuition fee. And when it comes, I'm talking about trustworthy because when it comes to the tuition fee, some people want to rip you off. Some people want to take a lot of money from you, and it's tricky because you reach out to me to get admission for you, and then I'm telling you that the tuition fee is $2,000 and you don't trust me. I will feel like, okay, if you don't trust me, then I should just abandon everything. So you need to be really cautious how you go about when it comes to the financial part. If you don't trust the person, whatever tuition fee, the amount they tell you, just try to get the school phone number. When it comes to that, the school will help you. They'll tell you how much you need to pay as tuition fee. They'll tell you how much you need to pay for everything. So if you don't really trust the person you're working with, don't make it obvious, but just do your findings so that they won't rip you off. Because at the end of the day, once you get to Korea and you find out the actual amount you had to pay, and then the amount you give to the person is going to bring a lot of disaster. So you need to trust the person, and you need to be cautious how you go about the financial part. It's the English proficiency. Since we study in Cameroon, except you are not an English speaker, once you provide the document that you are from, anyway, it's obvious. Once you are from Cameroon, it means English is your first language, so you don't need to provide the English proficiency. So it's just automatic for those of us coming from Cameroon. Even some people don't think we speak English, but it's considered in Korea as an English speaking. So once you are coming from Cameroon, you are fine. You don't need an English proficiency test. It's obvious that you studied in English. And so depending on which school you applied for, there are some schools that come with a scholarship, with a dormitory, and there are some schools that you just have to pay your fee. So the school that where you pay your full fee is better for me because you don't have much expectations. You can have a B, you can have an A, you can have whatever grade you want, as long as you're paying your fees and attending classes. But that's not what we want. We want to be A+ students. But the school where you have a scholarship, they expect so much from you. Maybe you have to attend classes every other day, and they expect you to have A+ so that for your scholarship to continue. And most of those schools, they offer dormitories, so there's like an extra $200 on the tuition fee for the dormitory. They provide you with a dormitory where you can stay. But the school where you have to pay a full tuition fee, you have to get a house, you have to do everything on your own. You have to, from the airport, you need to figure out how to go get around town to go to wherever you are. So you're done with the tuition fee, you have your admission letter, you have all of those things. So the school is going to provide you with all the documents. They'll send it back to you the same way you sent it when you were getting the admission. They'll send it back to you to go so that you can take them to the embassy. To go to the embassy, you need to book an appointment, or you can call and ask. You can ask beforehand what you need to bring or what they need or all of that. But you can always go to the embassy just to familiarize yourself with the environment. You can go to the embassy and find out all those things. Then you go home and you put everything together. So when you get to the embassy, there's an application form. If you cannot fill the application form, there's a place where you can ask for help. Just ask somebody to help you, because you need to be very careful with the application form that you fill. And there is the visa fee to come to Korea. There are 3. There is a multiple entry, there's a single entry. Since you are just coming, is just take the cheapest one just to cut costs, because once you'll be leaving Korea to go back for vacations or anything, you still have to pay something. So just take the cheapest one, which should be, I think, $70. I paid $70. So depending on your luck, it will be easy for you once you get to the embassy. So sometimes some people, they give you have an interview. Sometimes they don't. For me, they didn't ask me anything. They just asked me, when do you want to travel? But some people go through a lot. I've tried to help my brother come over. It's been really hectic. So they can ask you so many complicated questions. If you're lucky, they might just ask you, why Korea? What do you know in Korea? How long do you intend to be there? Or when you study, do you have to come back? All of that. So whatever questions they ask, good luck. But once they ask the things, you just have to leave your documents there and just go back home. Wait for 3 to 4 days to call you back to tell you if you have a visa or if you don't have a visa. But so most schools where they sponsor, they come and pick you up from the airport, and the ones where you pay your own tuition fee, you have to find your way. You remember the person who helped you pick up the admission? Yes, you can beg them, or you can offer them. So many times you need to offer them money, because they'll be skipping a day of work to come and pick you up. So you can offer them money that, okay, I'm going to give you this amount so that you can come and pick. It's impossible, but you need to show that your parents have at least $20,000 in their account. And what I would advise when it comes to bank statement, because bank statement is the only thing that you need to work hard on during the whole process. Admission fees, we don't pay tuition fee, we don't pay tuition fee, and we look miserable. That's why they just want to make sure that your parents can afford your stay in South Korea. That's why you need to just do what you have to do. So your bank statement is supposed to be the bank account is supposed to be existing for 6 months, so you still have time. Once you know that you are going to study in South Korea, just have your parents create a bank account in a good bank, not a credit union, or in a good bank. Have your parents create a bank account in a good bank, and then when the time comes, you can have all of these funds into that account. Then you can print out the bank statement. You could put in money, just make the bank account active. This way, I promise you, you need to work hard on your bank statement. I've had friends denied visas. They denied their visas because of their bank statement. They couldn't prove that this bank statement has been existing for these 6 months. And you know what we do? You could just go and buy bank statement, but now they make you proof. You need to show a land title. You need to show past checks to show that they're receiving money on a monthly basis. You need to show anything. So please, just talk with your family, with your relatives, and work hard just for this bank statement. With your bank statement, if it's authentic, you're guaranteed you're going to have the scholarship. But the full tuition where you're paying by yourself, the most expensive is going to be $3,000. The most expensive school to get into is going to be $3,000. So I don't know how to say, I don't know if to say that is much or is not much, or I don't know, but I promise you, once you get to Korea, you're going to be able to work off your tuition fee. Just the jobs that we do is able to pay your tuition fee and take care of yourself while you're here, because housing in Korea is a little bit cheap. I'm going to make another video, I don't know, follow up. So just do what you can to afford your tuition fee, all of that, because once you get to Korea, you're going to get things figured out. I think that's it. So yeah, guaranteed you're given a visa, then you can go ahead and pay your flight. And when you're paying your flight, just make sure to pay the flight where your visa is allowed to transit. Like if you pay a flight where you have to transit in Belgium or you have to transit in France, it's going to be complicated for you, because most African countries don't have transit visas to so many countries. So the most preferable should be a country where your visa, your country, when you're paying, your passport allows you to transit in. So if you are paying your flight, just pay for a flight that is easy, because if you pay a flight where you have to transit, where you cannot get a transit visa, it's complicated. You are not going to get to Korea. You just have to go back again and pay another flight. And all of this, you need to just start preparing early enough so that you can have everything set. Sometimes now they're a little bit strict. Korea is really getting strict. Before, when we just came, I've been in Korea for 5 years and it was not like this. It was really laissez-faire, but now everything is strict. Sometimes if you give a date that you have to come and you're not here on that date, you get to the airport, they'll send you back. Sometimes it's just figured out. I think that's it. I think I've exhausted all of this. I think so. So I'm going to end the video here, and if there's anything you didn't understand, or if there's anything I didn't mention, you can always ask me a question on the comments, and I'm going to try my best to explain everything to you. Thank you, and thank you for watching, and thank you for staying up to this level. I hope I'm mumbled my way through every detail that I needed to give on this video. So thank you guys, see you in my next video.